Jones. Let's go home.
Wesley Snipes.
Nah, you go.
Give me a reason. I've been trying.
Yeah, I might go crazy. I might go MJ back in the 80s, back in the 90s. I might go off, or they better not try me. It might get dicey. I ain't trying to go back to the old me. I'm trying to hang on like my mama told me.
What's good, y'all? Glad to be back doing another AAC show. Extended hiatus time. Was going through some stuff in my personal life. I might get into that in another video. But back doing some more AAC show for y'all. All right, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, I was a bit weary when I first heard about this movie, because first, just from a strictly movie standpoint, I saw the two newest Planet of the Apes movies, Rise of the Planet of the Apes with James Franco, and then I think Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, or whatever the second one was called. I saw that with a friend at the movie theater, had Gary Oldman in it. I thought those two were good movies, especially the second one. I thought it was a good action-packed movie. And then the third one they did, The Closer, spoiler alert, Caesar died at the end. Other than that happening, I thought the movie was pretty unmemorable. It was pretty dry, kind of boring. And I kind of felt the same way about this one. Now, I love reading. I love books. I've been slacking a little bit lately. But the movie started off with the text and like kind of generic music that you hear in a lot of movies now. So I was kind of worried this movie was going to be boring. It starts off, for thousands of years, humans ruled the planets. Their hubris would lead to their downfall. A man-made virus gave rise to an intelligent species of ape. For humans, it had the reverse effect, robbing them of their intellect and ability to speak. As ape and human struggled to coexist, one ape rose up and sacrificed everything for his kind. His name was Caesar. You know, it starts off like that. I feel like me reading it was more entertaining than the actual description. And they don't really talk about Caesar too much after that. Or I just think like it just didn't really like earn that caption too much. All right, so the movie, it's basically, as I just said in that opening text, apes are ruling things, running things. We don't get a super, clear picture of that. They don't show like all across the whole world. You pretty much just see these areas in the woods or these villages, these areas. I'm about to mess up the main ape character's name. This movie was kind of dry. I watched it a handful of days ago and I had to consult my notes on the movie plot because I already forgot a decent amount of it. But the main character's name is Noah. Not Noah like the Bible, but N-O-A. I think that's how the subtitles have the name spelled. There's one ape named Sona. So Sona's the main character. His village is attacked because Sona is out with his other friends and they see a human. And then the human goes back to the village where Sona, stays at, where his family is. And this group of apes come and raid his whole village, burn everything down because the human was there. And these are apes that use Caesar's name, but the movie says they misrepresent what he stood for. So I think his name was, let me look it up real quick and see if I can find it. This tells you I didn't really feel this movie like that, because I'm just like, what happened again? Okay, he calls himself Proximus Caesar. He has proclaimed himself the new Caesar and is leader of this ape group.
You cannot trust a human. Here comes your clan to bear witness. So, what do you choose? A human over an ape?
And I haven't seen the newest Planet of the Apes movies before this one. I haven't seen those in a good at least like 5 years, so I couldn't recall the plot details like that. I just remember Caesar was like the apes, leader, but still cared for the humans. So Sona and his other friends, they want to help this human woman out. And there's also this kind of secret area kept watched by Proximus and his goons, where they don't really quite state what it is, and I don't want to get into too many spoilers, even though I didn't really like this movie like that. As I said in another one, the more I like the movie, the less likely I am to give spoilers. But I'm gonna try to do no spoilers, or at least do like a spoiler warning. So there's something in this. There's a door, and they're trying to open the door, and there's something in there. They say that can impact everything. You know, some information, a book, weapons. You know, something like that. So those are the two main conflicts, two main plots basically going on. Is you have Proximus, who is proclaiming himself this leader, and Sona trying to help this human woman not get killed by the apes, and yeah, them trying to find out what's in that door. All right, so it's not like I hated this movie or anything like that. My main beefs with this were just like, for the premise, they didn't really do much with it. I mean, they showed you a little bit of, and I was a little bit weary of this, because I was like, how are they going to handle the situation where basically like the apes are running things and the humans are running things? When they show like the humans not being able to speak, are they going to be all white? Are there going to be any black brown folks up in there? You know, I just had to think that there were like a handful of black people in the scenes where they showed like the humans, like one or two that you could see. I was just kind of curious on how they can handle that. Now that I say that, I'll also say this. The original Planet of the Apes films, especially later on in the franchise, the one that started in 1968, I think Charles Heston was in there. The dude says, you dang dirty ape, curses at him at the end of the movie. Those movies were eventually used as sort of like a metaphor for how black people were treated in America. And I feel kind of some type of way about that, because it's kind of like, racist folks have been calling us apes and trying to compare us to apes. So it's like, did the person doing that think they were being empowering? But I'll say that's how I feel about that. I haven't actually seen all of the later films. I've only seen the first 3 original Planet of the Apes films. I definitely remember kind of noticing it in the third one, Escape from the Planet of the Apes. They make it a little more clear in that one. The first 2, definitely a little more straightforward sci-fi, in my opinion. So knowing how the old Planet of the Apes movies, tied in race a little bit, I was kind of keeping that in mind, and wondering if the new one would try to do that or have anything subliminal in there. I had my conspiracy brain on a little bit for this one. To be honest, I felt like it could have been a lot worse. As I said, the only thing that I said noticed was just, it's a crazy concept, y'all. Was just that some of the scenes, like 2, where they showed like the humans, where apes were pretty much hunting them. They were like, you saw 2 black people amongst all the white folk up there. It's a crazy concept. I was wondering, I was like, are we gonna have like white slavery up in here? Is it gonna be like that episode of Black Dynamite? And I said this is kind of conspiracy-ish, but the only piece of dialogue or moment that I felt like could have been maybe a little bit subliminal about the race thing, and I said this could just be me overthinking, so call me out if you want. Towards the end, when oh my goodness, I said Sona. Okay, Noah is the name of the main ape character in the movie. See, I already forgot. I watched the movie like 3 days ago and already forgot this much of the plot. I had to check my notes for real. All right, towards the end of the movie, Noah and the human woman are talking. So I don't even remember her name. They're talking about, and then minor spoiler alert, but I do want to mention this. She says that the stuff that's in the silo, so the door I was talking about that has the stuff that's really gonna impact society. She says the silo wasn't meant for apes. It has human ideas. And then something that Noah says, a piece of dialogue. He says, "You humans will not stop until you know, must take over, control everything. You won't." He says something along the lines of that, like, "You won't stop until you take over everything." And then he says something kind of like side-eye type comment to the human woman. He says he asked her if we should go back to silence, kind of in spite to her. So that was the only moment where I really kind of wonder. I'm like, okay, are they gonna do anything like the old Planet of the Apes movies? All right, so now that I've talked about that, I'll talk a little bit more about the movie and why it was just kind of dry to me. It just felt like every other action movie nowadays. PG-13 action adventure movie, and I don't mean that in a good way. I just mean that it just felt generic. The music was kind of generic, and you know, nothing about the movie really like popped out. Like nothing about the movie made me go like, yo, I need to recommend this. It wasn't a bad watch. It wasn't a terrible watch. The movie was entertaining, but overall, I'm gonna give the movie 2.5 stars out of 5. I was kind of close to a 3. But I feel like with 3-star movies, because I said a 3-star movie could just be okay or by the numbers. But I feel like with a 3-star movie, I'll want to kind of rewatch it. You know, I might not want to rewatch it as much like a 3.5-star movie. Because I said 3.5 stars and up is when it's like, okay, I might actually rewatch this, you know, every year or something like that. 3 stars is like, you know, if it's on TV, I might watch it. With this one, it's I'll probably never watch it again. I probably won't check out the new ones.
If I get a little higher.
Way outside, trying for the three-pointer to win the game. It's in the air.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm watching television.
All right, y'all. I had seen this movie before. The Super. I paid almost $20 for this DVD because there's not a bunch of them in print. But I watched this movie on Amazon, the Amazon Prime Freebie, the free app that's like a subdivision of Amazon Prime, or however that is. It's on. I believe it's on. It should still be at the time of this recording. It's on YouTube for free, and the original R-rated version of the movie is on there, as well as edited for TV version. So I get, you know, if there's any kids watching that don't want to hear all the cussing, you can watch the movie too. But I mean, the movie's rated R. I would just encourage you to just wait until you're old enough to watch it, or ask a parent. I mean, if your parents don't let you watch R-rated movies, you just gotta wait. Unfortunately, this is what I did. I'm not gonna encourage anybody to sneak, even though I did it a little bit. Not gonna lie, but I didn't start sneaking R-rated movies until like high school, like that. So it wasn't like I was like 10 years old watching like Michael Myers and stuff like that. You know, that was a little bit of my childhood experience. All right, so the Super kicks off. And if you've never seen this movie before, you might be kind of wondering, what kind of movie is this gonna be? You know, it starts off in black and white, the same song that plays in Cars when they finally get the town back together. That life could be dream, life could be dream. I can't remember, it's Bobby Vinton or somebody like that probably sings it. It's in black and white, and you might just wonder what kind of movie is this gonna be. Joe Pesci has the voiceover narration. So the star of this movie is Joe Pesci. Vincent Gardenia is in this movie as well, and as I'm consulting my notes right now, Car. All right, I'm back. Anyway, Madeline Smith Osborne's also in the cast. Ruben Blades, Stacey Travis. I'm saying the cast because there's some key supporting roles, very very important to this film that I did not see in the main credits when the movie first kicked off. Ruben Blades, who plays Marlon, was a very important character in the film I really liked. But also Kenny Blank, Paul Benjamin, and Beatrice Wind. I did want to shout out those actors. They did an excellent job in this film. So Joe Pesci plays Lou Jr., Lou Jr. Kritsky, and Vincent Gardenia plays his dad, Big Lou Kritsky. And Big Lou is a corrupt landlord. He owns, I think, like 27 buildings, and he runs it like a slumlord. as the movie starts off, you see Lou Jr. as a kid, and Big Lou is basically taking him to hassle people for their rent money / harass. I don't even know if hassle is the right word. Harass is a more accurate word. And he's doing the voiceover narration. He's like, "Oh, Sundays were," they don't. It's not like a super violent scene or anything like that. They just show him basically harassing this one dude, like, "Where's my money? You need to give me my rent money." Joe Pesci's giving the voiceover narration, like, "Sundays were the best. My dad would make this big breakfast, then we would go and do this. You never know what was gonna happen with my pop." So he's basically training his son to follow in his footsteps and become a corrupt landlord just like him.
Pretty soon you'll be down to nothing, 0 zip. No ice cream, no soda, no candy. You gonna steal candy out of my kid's mouth? No, man, no. Then give me what you got. Friday, Willie. I want the rest Friday.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Fast forward to 20 or so years later, they don't say how old he is in the movie. I would be interested, maybe if I could find a script somewhere, maybe the script says how old Lou Jr. is supposed to be. It's Lou Jr.'s birthday, and Big Lou gives him a building for his birthday, an apartment building to own and run as a landlord himself. That's his birthday gift for him. And his plan is to basically see how he does, and eventually he has it in his will. He wants to give all of his building. Big Lou wants to give all his buildings to Lou Jr. So this is almost kind of like a trial run, right? So Lou Jr. Goes to the apartment.
Do you know what kind of droppings those are?
Moose droppings.
Rat droppings, Pitsky.
You really know your don't you? What's the matter? You got no sense of humor?
So what are you gonna do about it?
Nothing. They pay their rent, they can stay.
He's saying racist stuff. He's hassling people about their rent. He's not fixing bad conditions in the apartment. But this is where the movie comes in, where the real conflict / plot of the movie comes in. A lady from the housing authority shows up right as Lou Jr.'s done making his rounds, hassling people, being a jerk, being racist. And she says, there are a bunch of complaints I have down at the office about this building. You need to bring it up to code for real. He mentions something. Lou Jr. mentions something about the lady. She's played by Madeline Smith Osborne. Her name's Naomi. Lou Jr. mentioned something to Big Lou. Big Lou's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You might just get a little slap on the wrist or something like that. It ain't gonna be nothing."
I can't believe I have to go to court. I mean, I know you told me not to sweat this housing authority, but they keep sending violations that were piling up. Electrical, plumbing, heating.
Louis, you know how many violations get filed every year in New York City?
2 million.
You know how many convictions they get?
Nada. Zip. Zero.
Why? Because they got a bunch of morons in City Hall.
Well, you didn't see this new lawyer they sent. This girl's really
I don't want to hear about lawyers.
But she's different.
You know what I say about lawyers? They bust your nuts wherever you are.
Fast forward to eventually Lou Jr. gets taken to court, and the judge, she's played by LaTanya Richardson, known as being Samuel Jackson's wife. The only movie off the top of my head I know her from, she kind of played the villain in there, The Fighting Temptations. I remember from there, but she plays the judge, and the law comes down on Lou Jr. So he has 120 days to bring the apartment up to code. In that 120 days, he has to go live at that apartment. So he has to eat a piece of his own medicine. So like he ain't fixing up the apartment like he should. Now he got to go stay there and deal with it. So he has 120 days where he has to stay there basically under house arrest. He can't leave except for medical emergencies and to buy food or any business related to fixing the apartment. So he has 120 days to bring the apartment up to code, to how it's supposed to be, get rid of all those violations, or he's going to go to jail.
I find the defendant, Louis Kritsky Jr., guilty of the charges brought before this case. Accordingly, I will impose sentence at this time.
And that's the conflict of the movie. And there's a little minor conflict within that. you wonder if Lou Jr. is going to change for real. Like if he's really going to see the error in his ways, the error in his dad's ways, and change for the better. Or is he just going to wait and see if dad going to bail him out?
Beautiful. A sink that farts.
So once Lou Jr. gets to the apartment, there are a few people who live in the apartment who really show up. So there's Marlon, played by Ruben Blades. So Marlon is a bit friendlier to Lou Jr. than some of the other people in the building, but he sees Lou Jr. for what he is. You know, he reads right through him. And I found that really interesting about the character, and you may find that really interesting about the character as well, as you see the interactions between Marlon and Lou Jr.
I think I look stupid. Just say so, Marlon.
I don't think you look stupid.
What are you looking at? Is this the jacket? The hood? What?
It screams. You know what it says? It says, look at me. I'm wearing nobody in this neighborhood would wear. So come and stick me with the sharp object of your preference and then steal that hideaway wallet I got velcroed on my leg.
You could tell?
No, it doesn't show, but that's what you guys wear.
There's Gilliam, played by Paul Benjamin, rest in peace. He was also, you might know him, he was one of the brothers sitting on the corner. Robin Harris, the late great Robin Harris was one of them in Do the Right Thing. You might recognize him from that scene. I think he was talking about global warming in one scene. He is such a positive person. I feel like he's the type, like, he doesn't have as many scenes as Marlon and a few other characters, but just from the scenes in the movie, I feel like he's the type of person that would just like brighten your day up. Like you having a bad day, you come home from work, and then you see him, he says something, you're like, man, I'm gonna be all right.
¿Qué pasa, brother Gilliam?
Be better. Woke up this morning and found myself still among the living. Hallelujah.
I'll say your hallelujah and I'll raise you an amen.
Sweet Lord, sweet child.
I prayed for you last night, Mr. Kritsky.
Coming for to carry me home.
I prayed for you to get my commode fixed.
Sweet Lord.
Get out of my way. Leave me alone.
You don't want me to leave you alone.
Trust me, I do.
No, Satan wants me to leave you alone.
We both want you to leave me alone. Hallelujah.
There's Tito, played by Kenny Blank, a black kid, a black boy, who, similar to Marlon, is friendlier to Lou Jr. than some of the other tenants, but sees him for who he is. You know, he reads him like a book.
I don't need you to do nothing for me. You know why? Because I ain't scared in this neighborhood. And you know why I'm not scared? Because I walk it like I talk it, kid.
What's the matter with you?
What do you mean, what's the matter with me? Nothing's wrong with me.
Also, what I find interesting about the character of Tito is that he almost kind of eats at what little morals Lou Jr. actually has in the film, and I find that interesting, especially in some certain scenes without really spoiling too much.
I'm worried about you ripping me off. I just don't want you touching it. That's all. It's already broken. Probably don't even work.
I know that.
What do you mean you know?
I know. If I know it's not gonna work.
Well, why wouldn't it work? Were you in here while I was sleeping,
No.
going through my stuff?
No,
You weren't going through my
No.
Did you touch this?
No.
What are you so nervous about?
I'm not nervous.
You're not nervous? No, don't move. Stay here. It'll work.
And it doesn't work because you never fixed the electrical in this building. I wasn't spying on you. I was just curious. I wanted to get to know more about you.
Let me tell you something, okay? I'm not looking to make any friends.
I don't think that's gonna be a big problem.
Also, Beatrice Wynn plays Leotha, black woman, another person in the building. She doesn't have as many scenes as Kenny Blake playing Tito or Ruben Blades playing Marlon, but she has some good scenes and a few good burns at Lou Jr.
What?
Gretzky, looks like your automobile lost a little weight.
I will say one thing, and this is a minor spoiler alert. I'm not going to say exactly what happened. I'm not a big fan of the very, very end of this movie, and not the. And when I say the end, I mean the sting. Like they end the movie. This is minor spoiler, but not spoiling. I'll just put minor spoiler on the screen. They end the movie on a joke, and it's not like a super offensive joke or anything like that. It's just, it's not really that funny. As I said, it wasn't offensive to me. It just felt like watching it. It just felt like they were like, "Hey, we got to end the movie on a joke." You know, that's what it feels like. It didn't feel like, "Oh, haha, that was hilarious." I'm gonna go home with a good laugh. It just felt like the producers were like, "Hey, we got to have a joke. We got to have a joke here." All right, I can spoil it now, just in case you don't watch the movie. So Marlon is the new super of the building. I guess I'm still not spoiling that. I really like this movie. I'm not even spoiling the whole thing. I'm just spoiling a tiny bit, just so you know what I'm talking about with this end joke. So Marlon is the new super of the building. The tenants had fixed up Lou Jr.'s car because his car had gotten all the parts stolen off of it, like when he had first arrived at the apartment to serve his 120 days. So they had fixed up his car. He's like, "Oh, y'all did this for me." Oh, and then I think Marlon said it was him, but you wonder who did it. Well, I guess it wasn't all the tenants, but it's still kind of a mystery. You're kind of like, "Oh, how'd they do this?" And Marlon's like, "Hey, I set it up," you know. And he leaves, and then they show the other side of the street, and then you see Critzy's car messed up, and then this big black dude's like, "Hey, who took my car?" And then everybody points at Lou Jr. That was kind of funny. They all sold him out immediately. They were just like, But it just, you know, I felt like it would have been cooler, at least for me personally, if they had just like ended the movie with like this is a spoiler, the apartments being in better condition and people being like, "Hey, this is actually a nice place to live now." It would have been nice if they just end the movie, you know, on that note, you know, because the movie did have some elements of drama, especially the scenes between Joe Pesci and Vincent Gardenia, Lou Jr. and Big Lou, where they have a few arguments. Also, Paul Bates from y'all might know him from Coming to America. He's the dude that sings "Queen to Be." Sorry, I can't sing, y'all. But the dude that sings the "Queen to Be" song, he pops up in there as the storekeeper in one scene. Like him in this movie.
Let me ask you a question. Why is it that you have 24 different kinds of pork rinds and you only have one kind of peanut butter?
Because we don't get too many fussy little white pricks in here.
Okay.
Another thing on the end, this isn't a spoiler. The song that's playing over the end credits is a little bit corny. I mean, I kind of wonder if the actual actor played Tito, Kenny Blank, is over. I mean, it's a good. The song has a good message. It's just super 90s in a way that might make you kind of go like, man, dang. If you hear it, you know what I'm talking about. I also want to mention this was Vincent Gardenia's last role, TV or film, before he passed away the following year in 1992. Rest in peace. I mainly know him from Little Shop as the another corrupt person, the corrupt shop owner in Little Shop of Horrors. Brief fun fact: the plant from Little Shop of Horrors, the 1986 one, scared the crap out of me as a kid. Yeah, but I never had nightmares about the plant though. But yeah, definitely scared me. Overall, I'm gonna give The Super. Where's the DVD? I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 stars. As you can see, I paid almost $20 for this DVD. It's on YouTube for free right now. Both this cut right here, R-rated movie as it was made, and a edited for TV version with the cuss and edit out. I haven't watched that version yet.
Thank you. That's it? That's $5 I gave you.
Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master.
Thank you. You, kid.
You too.
But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars for The Super. Really enjoyed that movie. 2.5 stars for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Pretty dry, kind of forgettable movie. Not a bad watch, but something I wouldn't really throw on again. All right, y'all. That's been another edition of AAC Show. I am back from the hiatus. Thank y'all for sticking around. Thank you to my loyal subscribers. Thank you to just all my subscribers in general. I don't know why I said the same thing twice. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. For real. Next week, I'm doing the Boots Riley film, Sorry to Bother You. I saw this twice in theaters, and I have the Blu-ray. If you have not seen this movie, you are in for a ride. And I'm also doing Halloween 2 from 1981. Not the 2000s Halloween 2 with Rob Zombie, ultra-violent self, but Halloween 2 from the 80s. Just to tie in with the holiday, Halloween season a little bit. Because I guess technically some horror movies could still qualify as action. I'm not going to do a bunch of horror movies up on here because it's action, adventure, comedy. But, I do like to do something a little festive here and there. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a blessed week, y'all.